Growing up, every year I would say, this is going to be the best summer of my life. Fast forward to the end of summer and nothing would change. If that's you, it ends today because in this video, I'm going to share a full guide on how to glow up for summer, giving you all the tips and tricks that took me years to figure out. This video has 4 chapters, and by watching the full thing, you're going to learn how to get in shape for summer. Everything from physical fitness that's going to allow you to see your summer body, lose fat, and look shredded. Chapter 2 is about how to glow up externally. Everything from beauty maintenance, shower routines, how to look expensive, and more. Chapter 3 is your summer bucket list. Everything you need to make this summer the best summer you've ever had in your life. And chapter 4 is how to be successful and truly embody these tips from the inside out. If you're new here, my name is Alaias.Fit, and I'm a girl's girl whose goal is to help you live a healthy, happy, and more fulfilled life. So if that sounds of interest to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can continue becoming the very best versions of ourselves. Glowing up has been around forever. In the early days, it involved corsets, powdered wigs, wearing your fro, the Victoria era fashion. But now women go around spending thousands of dollars on makeup, bags, clothes, Facetune Premium, and there's no hate or shame because we all have our things. But I don't know about y'all, I am tired and broke from trying to keep up with this world's beauty standards. And I know specifically when I first started my fat loss journey, I was cutting calories, I was starving myself, I was in really unhealthy cycles that led me to getting shredded. But when I was looking my best, I felt the most miserable on the inside. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried a glow up journey, but when you do and you only focus on the physical, it just leaves you burnt out and exhausted. But besties, once you realize that a true glow up is focusing on the mental and physical aspects, you are going to accidentally slip and become the very best version of yourself. And then everybody around you is also going to start glowing up because you just radiate this light on the inside that is shining so bright that everybody connected to you is now glowing up. So let me show you exactly the step-by-step on how to do that. Chapter 1, how to get in shape. My first tip is to start romanticizing veggies. One of the best things social media ever did for our generation is to teach us how to start romanticizing our life. If you don't know what that term means, romanticizing your life means taking the mundane, dull, boring aspects of life and making it a little bit more exciting. Your morning commute to work is now cute. Every cup of coffee you have in the morning is the best cup of coffee you've ever had in your life. You're really just taking those dull, boring moments and making them more exciting so that you have something to look forward to. And I know when you hear the term veggies, you're like, girl, can never be me. But when you start cooking them correctly, your body will start to crave them. Just the other day, I made this delicious Greek salad that had cucumbers, tomatoes, feta cheese. I sprinkled some lime juice and some mint and cilantro. I was chefing it up in that kitchen. I've also made a veggie pasta where you kind of hide the veggies within the sauce. I've made a delicious breakfast kale bowl that has kale, tuna, egg on top. There are so many delicious recipes out there for you. And when I was researching this video, people who have a high veggie diet literally glow. They have better skin. They have a healthy gut. They reduce the risk of cancer, enhance their mood and mental well-being. It supports aging. It improves their oral health and prevents cavities. They maintain a healthy weight more easily. It supports their libido and sexual health. Like the list goes on, and you get in shape faster, all because you're just romanticizing your life by adding in some veggies when you sit down and eat your food. Tip number 2 is to add a new fun summer movement. My boyfriend Nick and I are in couples therapy, and just the other week she was sharing that when we get into routine, whether it's routine in the relationship, routine in your job because you've been working there for a very long time, a lot of times we forget to have fun just as we did when we first started. And when it comes to our health and fitness journeys, it's the same exact way. If you've been working out for a very long time, sometimes we forget to switch up our routine, and summer is a great opportunity to do that. If you always go to the gym, try getting outside for a walk or a run. Or if you always go outside for a walk, try Pilates. Just last year, I tried kickboxing for the first time when I moved to Florida. Not only did I make such incredible friends, but I met my now boyfriend who I'm obsessed with and in love with. This year, I tried gymnastics. Y'all, another reason why I love adding a new fun movement is because it's so humbling. Say you are someone who's always in the gym and that's your area, your expertise when it comes to working out. When you try something different, you realize you're body isn't used to that, and you shock your body, which helps you get results faster, but it also keeps it more fun, more engaging, and you have something to look forward to. Tip number 3 is to try a local farmer's market. A few years ago, I was getting a pedicure and I was reading a magazine that talked all about this, and it is ingrained in my memory. Ultimately, when you buy locally, you are reaping more nutrient benefits. Say, for instance, you live in California and you purchase kiwi from the grocery store. That kiwi maybe came from Florida, and it takes time for it to go from Florida all the way to California for you to go to the grocery store, pick up the kiwi, bring it back to your home, and then once it's in your home, you maybe don't eat it for the next couple of days, and by all of that time, you're still gonna reap nutrients from it, but the closer you have a fruit or veggie from the time that it's most ready, you're gonna reap more benefits from it. You're also gonna be supporting your local community, and it's another cute way to romanticize your life. Okay, you can go on a little picnic, you can bring a friend, you can take some cute pics while you do it. Living a healthy lifestyle doesn't have to be this dull, boring thing that sucks and it's so gruesome. Like, we can have a little fun with it. 2 weeks ago, I posted a video on my channel sharing my journey on how I'm getting shredded for summer, and I want to share with you guys right now a tip that I didn't share in that video. My number one way on how I've been getting shredded, losing fat and losing stomach fat, because that is my problem area, and it is limiting sugar. The super sugary drinks, alcohol, desserts, I've been trying to cut back on that a lot, and it's allowed me to lose already 7 pounds in a matter of 6 weeks. Because it's summer, it's a perfect time to start making healthy alternatives. Say you have ice cream every night. Instead of opting for an ice cream, you can switch it to a smoothie or an acai bowl. So you're still satisfying that sweet tooth, you're just doing it in a slightly healthier way. I'm gonna talk to y'all like my auntie used to talk to me. The reason Pookie and Ray Ray don't like your food is because your food ain't got no seasoning. No, for real, we all have that one auntie, but the reason you don't like eating healthy is because you are not seasoning your food properly. Just like I told you guys the other day when I made that Greek salad, I added cilantro, mint, lime juice, lemon juice. I added a little bit of adobo. Like, it was tasting so good. But when we do start adding seasonings and herbs, we want to be careful that we don't do too much sodium, because that can also hinder our goals. So using things like fresh herbs that are in the grocery store is going to help you a lot. If possible, if you live in a safe place, start ditching your car and going walking, biking, rollerblading to your daily activities. It's a great way and a convenient way to get your steps in, to get some movement in, and also reduce your carbon footprint. Or say, for instance, you don't live in a safe environment. Say you drive to Target, park farther away so that now you have more steps you have to reach to get into the store, or start taking the stairs instead of the elevator. There's small things that we can do within our day to increase our NEAT, which is just the movement that we're doing every day that's not our physical activity, that is going to make a really big difference when it comes to getting shredded. This summer, I want you to select 2 to 3 habits to create a wind down evening routine. It can include meditation, yoga, a really good shower routine, a bubble bath, cooking yourself a nice dinner. Just select a few habits that you do every single night to help you relax before going to bed. And the reason this is so important is because a lot of people talk with me and they're like, I'm eating all the right things, I'm drinking my water, I'm getting my movement in, like, why am I not losing weight? And I will ask them, are you stressed? Is there anything going on in your life that may be causing you to be more stressed than usual? It could be things at work. It could be things with family. It could be things that you're balancing that you may not be aware of, but your body keeps score. And the more that we are able to de-stress, lower our cortisol levels, the easier it's going to be for us to lose fat. Bonus tip, drink your water. This is one that we always know, but we always seem to forget it. I carry this thing with me everywhere. And when I'm out of the house, I always have my Stanley cup on me. Whether you're trying to lose weight, put on muscle, it does not matter. It's going to be impossible if we are not drinking water. And listen, if we're going to be putting in all this work, eating the right foods, doing all of our workouts, we might as well make it a little bit easier for us and start drinking our water. If you want to maximize your days and be more productive this summer, waking up early is my number one tip for you. In my opinion, the best part of summer is the long days because it makes waking up early so much easier than in the winter. So if you've been wanting to try becoming a morning person or shifting your routine, now is the time to start. If you met me in middle school and compared me to the person that I am today, you would have been like, what the hell happened? I used to sleep in until 1 p.m., eat ramen noodles all day, like literally lounge around the house in sweatpants and baggy clothes. And sometimes I wouldn't even brush my teeth. Like I was straight up trifling. For my own mental and physical health, I found a structured morning routine that I can stick to on most days is highly beneficial. The time that I wake up may vary, but the steps I do look the same. First thing I do in the morning is spend time being mindful. With the busyness of the days, email notifications, Slack messages, the first 30 minutes in the morning is usually my most quiet. I use this time to ground myself and spend time with God in prayer. I will also typically drink a tea in the morning as it's pretty cold in our apartment, and it's a great way to warm myself up without going straight into coffee or a high caffeine drink. And then I pick up the pace by moving my body. While my movement every day may look slightly different, this is the time to invest in myself and my health. As women, we will often feel guilty for pouring into ourselves because all of the tabs that we have open. Did the dog get out? Did someone feed the kids? What is my partner going to eat for breakfast? And there's nothing wrong with being a loving and caring person or partner, but you know what? Those things will sort itself out because it always does. Take the early morning to pour into yourself so that later in the day when you're pouring into others, you will have enough to sustain them. Chapter 2, how to glow up externally. Tip number 1 is to book monthly self-care days. If you are a busy girl, this one is for you. If you typically get your hair done, your nails done, waxing, try scheduling it all within 1 to 2 days. It gives you something to look forward to next month and is also a fun way just to get all of your appointments in and not have to worry about it. And then you can schedule them and make them something that you just always do at the first of the month. And this also does not have to be expensive. Me and my friends would do this back in college. We would invite each other over to our dorms. We would help each other with our hair, paint our nails, just kind of had like a nice fun evening. And we didn't spend a whole bunch of money because we were broke, which leads me to tip number 2, find value maintenance tips or DIY hacks. And finding value is all about what you prioritize. I had a core group of friends in college and all of us had something different that we loved. For me, it was my hair. If my hair wasn't done, I wasn't going outside. Another friend, it was her brows. She always needed her brows laid. And my other friend, it was more like her makeup. Like she always had a certain beat she would do. She would have her red lipstick. That was just her thing. We all knew what we liked and it made it a little bit easier to prioritize. For a while, I was getting lash extensions and I loved them. But then when I moved to Florida, I didn't have my cousin doing them for me anymore. And I had to go to a regular salon and they were so expensive. For like a regular fill, it was $200. And then every week it was an additional $100. And I remember sitting with Nick once and I didn't have my lashes on. And I was like, do you even notice I'm not wearing lash extensions? And he was like, no. And I was like, you know what? Why am I spending all this money? He not noticing? I don't really care that much. Like, what am I doing all this for? And so I stopped getting my lashes done. I started using Latisse and castor oil, which cost me like $50 every 3 months. It's way more affordable. And then I take all that money I was pouring into my lashes and I saved it or I put it into my hair, which is something that I would rather have scheduled more regularly. So when you figure out what you prioritize, it's going to make it so much easier for you to start saving money. Tip number 3 is to book spa days. I was a little spoiled back in college and we had trainers who would massage us, but it got me used to regularly going to someone and having them work out my muscle tension and tightness. I know this is one that can be more expensive. So something else you can do is go to a beauty school where people are training to become masseuse. It's a great way to save money. Sometimes you get some people who aren't that good, but you know, like you gotta risk it for the biscuit sometimes. You either can spend a little bit more money and make sure it's a massage you like, or you could go to someone who may not know what they're doing, but at least it's only $20. My 4th tip is to use an ice roller. First thing in the morning, I love depuffing my face. I will use it here on my nose and on my forehead. And then I also get my neck and I just roll it back and forth for about 30 seconds in each direction. And it's a great way to depuff your face. If you put your makeup on right after, you normally be looking really good. And something else I've seen people do is dunk their face in a bucket of ice water. Listen, I don't know about all that. Okay. I'm gonna just keep using my ice roller and call it a day. Find a shower routine you love. When I step into the shower, I will first use a cleanser. After I cleanse, Then I will wash off my hair mask. If I'm washing my hair that day, I will go in with a nice shampoo, a nice conditioner, and then I will exfoliate. I use 2 different exfoliators. One is for my body and the other one is for my waxed areas. And then after I exfoliate, I will shave, I will rinse off, and then here's the key. When I get out and I'm moisturizing, I will typically use a lotion and then a body oil. And that oil is, it just locks in all the moisture. My next tip to glow up, which is an area that a lot of people tend to forget about, is oral hygiene. Make sure you replace your brush every 3 to 4 months. Even if you have an electric toothbrush, you want to make sure you're replacing the bristles. It's also important to make sure you're getting your yearly or twice a year dentist appointment check-in. I just went to mine the other day and I loved my girl. She taught me another tip about brushing technique. When you are brushing, you always want to make sure that if it's on the bottom teeth, your toothbrush is angled down and you're hitting right between your gums and your teeth. And then if it's the top row, you're angling up to make sure you're getting all of that bacteria and stuff that builds up in our teeth. And of course, you're going to want to make sure you always floss and use a tongue scraper. That's really going to help with bad breath. Now let's talk about how to look expensive. My first tip is to tailor your clothes. Tailoring your clothes can make a significant difference in how you look and feel. If you invest in tailoring, it's going to ensure that your clothes look and shape perfectly to your body. And here's the thing with tailoring. You don't need to tailor everything, just your key staple pieces, like a good pair of jeans or a nice cute blazer. And on top of that, mix high and low fashion. I love shopping at House of CB, Revolve, or Aritzia, but if I shop there all the time, girl, I would be broke. So I love to mix some really cute clothes from there with something from Zara or H&M. Next, invest in quality basics. Build a versatile wardrobe foundation with timeless pieces like well-fitting jeans, a tailored blazer, a crisp white shirt, and a little black dress. Quality basics can be mixed and matched effortlessly and serve as the building blocks for a very polished looking look. And lastly, accessorize wisely. The more I learn about accessorizing, I've learned that you can wear something that's a little bit more basic or even like a cute sweatsuit, but dress it up based on what jewelry you're wearing, your hairstyle, or even the purse and bag. So just remember, even if you're having something like a little bit more lounge or casual day, or you're getting brunch with the girls, if you add a little bit more accessories, it's going to help you look a little bit more dressed up. But say your outfit is really loud and very flashy, you can dial down the accessories to make sure your full fit doesn't do too much. With summer just around the corner, I want to give you 3 fun summer bucket list items that will help you live your main character energy. The first one is to create a bucket list. Sit down, come up with 5 to 15 things that you would love to do this summer, things you've always wanted to do. Then secondly, each week, I want you to cross off one of those things. You are watching me right now do one of mine. I love sunrises, the beach, and of course, moving my body. And the first thing I did this summer was scratch this off my list by going to the beach and doing sunrise yoga. It set the tone for the rest of the day, and I was literally just so happy. And the third thing I want you to do is to create a Spotify playlist, especially for this summer. When you make new memories and attach a song or playlist you've never heard, those memories are going to last for a lifetime. We want to remember the summer for the rest of our lives. So create a playlist, make it spicy, and when you come back to this playlist years from now, you're going to remember this. Chapter 4, how to be successful. Tip number 1, for real, being Delulu is the Solulu, and your fear of looking stupid is holding you back. About a month ago, I decided, why am I allowing insecurities and fear to hold me back? Like, I'm just going to start asking God in the universe for what I want, because what's the worst that can happen? A closed mouth doesn't get fed. And so me and Nick go out of town just last week, and we're checking in, and I was like, hey, could we get upgraded for the suite? And she's like, that's going to be a $250 upcharge. We said, no, thank you. We go back to our other room and there is someone inside like working on the AC because it's broken. So we sat outside our room with our bags for like 30 minutes and someone who works at the hotel came up and she was like, why are you guys sitting outside the room? We're like, it's broken, blah, 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 blah. She takes us back downstairs and she was like, hey, like these poor people have been sitting outside their room. Like, can we do something nice for them? They upgrade us to the full suite that we wanted. Within an hour, they're bringing us champagne. They brought us $100 credit card that we could use anywhere at the resort. Oh, and I didn't even mention the best part. When we were checking in, they were saying that if we did upgrade to the suite, we were going to be able to see this incredible air show. And Nick's obsessed with like fighter jets and planes and all that good stuff. And then they were like, oh, but I'm sorry, the show starts on Friday and you guys check out on Thursday, so you're going to miss it even though now you're in the suite. And we're like, it's fine. We're just so grateful to have this suite. Why on Thursday are we sitting by the beach and we start seeing the Thunderbirds flying by? If you don't know what the Thunderbirds are, they're like this really cool jet, and I'll put a video on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. We're on the beach and we see these Thunderbirds flying by. They're doing loops. Me and Nick are like, what is going on? Like literally everything we asked for was happening. We just have to start asking God. We have to start asking the universe. Stop being afraid. Stop allowing your fear to hold you back. What is the worst that can happen if you just start asking for all this incredible stuff? Start writing it down. Start manifesting about it. Start praying about it. What is the worst that can happen? You get it? What's the worst that can happen? All of these opportunities start coming out of nowhere. Why? Because you simply opened up your mouth and you asked. Tip number 2. Be alone to level up. If you're someone like me who's sensitive and very empathetic, you will give your life for somebody else and then forget about yourself while you're in the process. And even though we're trying to glow up this summer and have an incredible summer, we also have to remember that when we are alone, it gives us enough time and space to focus on ourselves. We will go over and beyond for our friends, over and beyond for our families. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's an incredible, kind, and very sweet way to have that type of heart posture. But if you are constantly giving everything to everyone else around you, how are you going to have time to invest in your goals? How are you going to have time to invest in the things that you need? And very successful people know that their time is the most valuable thing that they have. And while it's great for you to support your sister launching her business, you also have to think about what are your visions? What are your passions? What are the things that you need to be working on this summer? When I take a step back and I start being alone, because literally when I'm around people, I just automatically start catering to them and I completely forget about myself. It reminds me all of the things that I have to do. And as women, as caring, empathetic, sensitive, incredible creatures that we are, we have to remember to invest in ourselves, to invest in our health, and to spend time being alone so that we can do those things. Tip number 3, it takes both. What I so often hear is grind it out. Be disciplined, grind it out, and you'll get there, bro. You'll be successful, bro. And then on the other side, you hear, it's all about the law of attraction. Close your eyes, wish on a dream, and everything is going to come to you in the way that it needs. And while both of those aren't necessarily incorrect, it can be very misleading. Whether you're an athlete, a creator, or a doctor, you know you have to have a deep belief in yourself and what you're called to do. But at the same time, if you're a doctor and you believe that this is what you're supposed to be doing, you spend 10 years building your craft, studying before you ever become an official doctor and start operating on people. Why? Because it takes both. You need to have the skill, you need to have the discipline, but at the same time, you need to have the confidence and the belief in yourself that you are called. It's not just one or the other. It takes both. My favorite quote of all time is by Will Smith, and it goes, "Throughout life, people will make you mad, disrespect you, and treat you bad. Let God deal with the things they do, because hate in your heart will consume you." This summer, we're letting go of our need to control others. We're letting go of our desire for everything to be perfect. And we are simply going to live gently, intentionally, knowing that other people's actions and behaviors is a mere reflection of what's going on inside of them. And so if somebody is being despicable or nasty to us, that means there's something going on inside of them that's not healed. And it's simply not our problem, because we can't spend our entire lives trying to fix our family or making sure that everything is 150% perfect at work. We are simply going to do the very best that we can every single day, making intentional choices, and everything else we're just going to let go. And doing all of that and everything else that I shared in this video is going to help you day by day glow the fuck up. I love you, besties, and I really hope this video helped you. Bye.